made it straight to the bracket round, and did he make it first or second round in brackets?
I don't remember. I feel like he bounced. I know he went 4 in crab cakes.
Right, as many of us did.
For those of us that faced crab cakes, so we got fire 2. That's pretty good. That's enough to do some work.
Yep. Good enough to get off the ground.
In white magic, we got white locked life 2. So no life 2, as the white mage is the banned class for this race.
Mm-hmm.
So no life 2. You hate to see it this early. But we've got cheapish cabins, so we'll be able to kind of save scum around and see if our runners are gonna check out the shuffled towns first. But we're gonna do the standard routing and go find out what the king and princess are holding on to. As Dangwu does the cheeky little bridge check early.
Dangwu calling his shot by being the first to kill a boss.
Yep, and he's gonna try to scare up an encounter on safe tiles with those grass mans. You gotta stay in the woods. There you go, Dangwu. All right, I love Dangwu. So we have the banned white mage and we have the forced black mage. Arguably, the double red mage seems to be the safer party, and only Dangwu is rocking that double red. Everyone else took double black with the red. So, and Ragnarok pulling the Greggly Puff strats with the black belt. So little variance in our party composition here.
I love the variance I'm seeing going on here because they're all valid choices. If you think that white magic is going to be garbage toilets, you take double black. It gives you increased run speed. With the tail, you get access to all black magic. It'll be great.
Yeah.
If you think white magic is going to be helpful, you take double red. You'll get 4 levels, consistent levels of white magic. With the tail, you get 2 more after that. And you just hope that the stuff lands in the slots that you need them to be in. Plus, it gives you someone that can swing a sword next to the fighter. If you think that this is going to be a jet seed and you're just looking for a tile to go, you take the black belt. If you can get the grind done in the first 30 minutes and then you're in go mode for the rest of the game, I don't see any of these parties beating that black belt.
Yeah. So we do get Slab and Herb from King and Princess, as Ailmark our only on-screen runner to find the Grimps grumping with Frost. So that's going to be some garbage pail toilets or whatever he called it. But so Herb is interesting because we can check that castles aren't shuffled. But that slab tells me that Melmond and Lefane are probably within reaching distance, and that's not a good feeling.
So,
because that means 2 of our towns outside of the airship blocks are not. We got level 8 slot and level 5 magic, with kind of janky selection for the red mages. So I'm like a promotion lock nuke or something like that.
I'm racking my brain trying, like, as I'm watching this, it's like, I know I've seen this before. I know I've done things before. What did I do? So the big question mark is at the party select screen. What's forced, what's banned? Because that tends to influence everything that comes after. We've got a forced mage and we've got a banned white mage. And it looks like everyone has decided that a 3-mage team is the way to go. With a 3-mage team, I need to know where magic is ASAP. So I'm going to be doing town checks anyway, and being kind of influenced in that direction by both the herb and the slab is actually kind of a neat bonus if the runners choose to go in that direction, rather than just like hitting marsh and hoping for the best, or hitting earth and hoping for the best.
Yeah. And you see on the right side of your screen Ragnarok going left, walking to Elfland to turn in that herb, skipping the Provoca check to see what town is there. So gutsy call here if that town is not necessary, if it's like Onrak or Gaia. But
I love it.
Yeah, it's a gutsy play for sure, and we'll see how it pays out for him.
I love it as a gamble because we know we're turning the herb in down there, and if that turns into the crystal, and the crystal turns into basically anything that gets us going somewhere else, this is a huge win of a play.
Yeah.
And if not, whatever we got scaling out of it, this is kind of a win-win.
So Aelmarkin picking up some dragon armor, that's pretty nice find. Dangwoo's gonna grab it as well. And Aelmarkin all ready to provoke a.
Yeah, dragon armor would be not. Like if Elfland happens to be Elfland and we need to come up with a lot of money for magic right now, that dragon armor is it's worth selling if it's worth like, 50, 60 grand.
Yeah. And we've got Provoca and Elfland. So huge gamble for Ragnarok, and it pays out so far. Because we get a canoe air floater combo here. We get a cube. That's good. That's good. It's a required item. We need that.
Yeah.
It's not a ruby or a tail.
It's not helpful right now, but it's not like something we didn't want to see.
Yeah. And it's something that, likely everyone will pick up for sure. But so not a distinct advantage yet, but this is the real check here. What is this pirate pack holding on to? And he's committing to the 3-person attack on the pirates.
Interesting.
Each light warrior outnumbered by 1. Or outnumbered by 2.
Ragnarok is probably going for the efficiency play at this point. Like, in the long run, the experience you get from the pirate fight is not great. So we can just leave the black belt face down, and then we can go get him. We can get him back up when we do our magic shopping. It's fine.
And it's a vanilla ship, but more importantly, Elfland is in Provoca. So we have first 4 levels of magic.
Also, I love that Elfland is in Provoca and Provoca is in Elfland.
Yeah, they just did a swappy swap. It's a timeshare between the elves and the Provocans. He's got decent level 2 magic. I saw Wall and Cure 3. Fade at level 4 will be promotion locked for the red mages.
Ooh. Fire 3 fast and zap out of black magic. So those red mages are going to have to make some painful options. Like, we want the Fire 3, and then we have to figure out if we really need zap because we're only rocking the fire element right now. We kind of really want wall and we kind of really want fast. We also kind of really want tier 3. How do we solve this box?
Yeah. And I think in reality, you only need 2 fast casters. So the parties with the 2 black belts are going to have a little bit easier time making that decision. But for Dangwoo, it's just going to be kind of splitting up which red mage is going to be more black magic, which one's going to be more white magic, I think. So, interesting choices. Ragnarok, the only one with the ability to sail away, chooses to leave his boat behind. Oh, he's going to go to Marsh. Ragnarok, living up to his nickname, the Gambler. Marsh is incentivized,
So I was totally on board the Ragnarok train when we just dropped everything and sprinted to Elfland. Like, I understood that. That made sense. This is a Hail Mary. This is, we need to secure. We're gonna gamble everything on this one particular place, and if it pays out, this might just turn into his race to lose.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, then everyone else will probably have found the boat and might be sailing for greener pastures.
Yeah, town checks are super important, but the loose items being anywhere, not a lot of people there's a whole contingency in the community for the Never Marsh or Marsh Last, and
if Warp or Exit were available, I could see this. If we had the key, I could see this.
Key could be here though.
It could.
And then we can open a whole bunch of boxes as Ale is out the door and on his boat, and he's gonna break out the inner sea and go to Melmond. And Blastoid polishing up his Provoca dive with a pirate kill. Nothing doing top floor of Marsh, and out goes Ragnarok and back into Goat Bottom as Dangwoo bringing up the rear with the Elfland check, but he's got a lot of resources at his disposal. I think he sold that dragon armor. So Dangwoo's gonna come in here resource rich and make the most out of this. Be able to buy all the magic. Yeah, he's got over like 5,500 gold. And Melmond is Gaia, so Crescent Lake is what we're hoping for at Onrak now. We're in vanilla location. Get one more key item for our light warriors.
No key item available as of yet, but we do have houses for 2,500. Looks like Nailmarkin's going to pick up one of those. And
he going to Earth? Okay, I was like,
no,
wow.
we thought about our life choices. Meanwhile, hey, Mr. Caleb, remember that?
Let's talk about Hail Marys.
Let's talk about Hail Marys and how sometimes they work.
So Ragnarok. Good job, buddy. Like,
yeah.
Well done. So
congrats on giving yourself a commanding lead.
Loose Oxyale and March Cave, and a Zeus Gauntlet, which will make this a little bit easier. It would probably make it a little bit easier for that. It would give that black belt something to do if the black belt was still awake. But we've got Crescent Lake holding on to Onrag with a 53k floater. Oof,
okay.
That's a reset, and hope we find 4 giants off a hard reset somewhere around here.
Is it? I feel like it's pack our bags and go elsewhere. That's a lot of money to farm.
Well, we got the dragon mail. We can see how much that sells for.
Right.
And we got vanilla spike tiles here. So Wizard's gonna guard this box, but Fire 3, a couple cash should do what we need it to.
They do resist fire, but it's got enough base power that we can just overpower them.
There's a ruby, so access to a sort of special. So pretty good. So and now we've got a couple more boxes to check, and then we just gotta walk out of here. What could possibly go wrong? Let's go, Ragnarok. Please don't prove me wrong. As Elastoid, also cheeky marsh dive. So couple of our runners throwing the meta askew. So, question from chat: what are the incentivized locations? This, for 2019 Swiss, it was Marsh, Ice, and Ordeals. No Fiend Dungeons, no Key Locked, no Titans. And Dangwoo into the Marsh Cave. So only Ale, with the knowledge of where that floater is, not going to pick up that early Oxyel, but instead looks like he's going to try to grind up some gold, a little bit of levels.
So Ragnarok took a disastrous wipe on the back of a Scorpion encounter. The Scorpions rolled very up on number of hits and attack power and stun touch. So that happened.
Well, we know we got the information. We know where the Oxyel is. We know the rubies here. We can get those. We can beat feet. We can get out of here. And you gotta hope for Ragnarok's sake that Elastoid and Dangwoo kind of see similar encounter luck. But they also didn't go topside first. So they may come out, save, and then go back in and check the top floor.
Right. I know we found one loose here, but we're already here. Like, we need to keep opening boxes until we find that second loose. We can't gamble on it being the ribbon.
Yeah, we can't gamble on it being ribbon or tail now, because we've already got the ruby, so that kind of shuffles up what...
Right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ale is headed into Earth Cave of all places.
You gotta love it, man. This is the unconventional plays. I would have took the 33% chance that Crescent Lake was holding on to some confused old men with a canoe.
I think Ale was... No, we did go to Crescent Lake. Crescent Lake was on rack and had the floater. I think this is Ale's play to generate cash.
No, so I meant to sail to Onrak. Then hope that that 33% chance that Onrak is Crescent Lake and not Melmond or Lefane. Because Melmond and Lefane, all it does for us now is get us the opportunity to turn in our slab but not talk to the Lefanians. And what if Ale finds the other loose here? How cheeky would that be?
It would be my worst nightmare of the seed.
And Ragnarok can't run fast enough from those scorpions as he's back down here after taking another wipe. So he had the early advantage here with the early dive, but everyone else so far is having a little bit better luck down here.
I'm looking at these other chests. These I know that there's at least one deadly thing down here, but we can't leave 12,000 gold behind because we have no idea. If we're Ragnarok, we have no idea what the vendor item is or how much it costs. We're not leaving Zeus Gauntlet behind because, well, I mean, it's a different element. We kind of have to take it. And we're not leaving the Ruby behind because we have no idea what Sarda is. It could even be the floater. But it looks like he is leaving whatever other chests are down there behind, which that's the good play right there.
Yeah. And Fire 2 on the Scums is going to take care of them. I didn't see if he moved the Zeus Gauntlets onto a Standing Light Warrior. But Elastoid's going to double back to Elfland Town. Now that he's got some money, probably going to try to buy some spells that he left behind. As Dangwu steps away from getting out of this March Cave. And I missed... So, Amarkin checking the spike tiles, realizing that they're vanilla. Gonna get some money killing some giants. That'll round it out. He knows exactly the gold cap that he needs to hit. So, it's a solid play here.
Opening the boxes was the gamble. I think the more consistent play would have been checking on rack, but this is definitely like a contender for also being good strategy.
Yeah. Now you would love to see more giants than iguanas, but at least the iguanas will go down pretty quickly. And Ragnarok made it out. Throw down a cabin and hard reset and walk back to Provoke and Elfland as Lasto is going to head out of the Circle Sea and get to Melmon, which is Gaia. And Ragnarok walking up. So I don't know if he realized that he's circling back, remembering that his boat should be at Elfland, not Canaria. So good heads up play by Ragnarok to remember where he's going. He's got a good amount of money too.
Ragnarok continuing to leave the black belt face down. Is this going to be a 3-man party of 2 black mages and a red mage?
It's a bold strategy. It's a bold strategy.
It's going to be amazing for this part of the game, but he's going to need a really good plan to get through Topher.
Last week, going to give us we got a pro ring, we got a soft, and a pro cape. So, not bad.
Professionals use soft. Yeah.
Elastoid finishes his business casual look in the Titan's Trove. Ragnarok still having not sailed to Provoca to learn that it is the Elfland Town. My brain's got stuck for a second.
It's okay. Town Shuffle does that to everyone. Just remember, all towns are wrong.
I was buffering. And we're gonna see what Grandpa's got. It's a good thing we got that from him. You don't want him futzing about with that.
No, we need to confiscate that from Grandpa so we can hand it to someone who will use it. Wait, hang on.
Yeah. I don't know if I trust Narek either. I've heard he's blown up a lot of his former assistants, and that's why they took his TNT away from him.
It's pretty unfortunate, but I'm sure if we hand it to him this time, he won't immediately light it and throw it at the wall.
I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know what the OSHA regulations say in this Final Fantasy 1 world, but I don't know if Narek has the proper protective equipment.
I'm sure he'll be fine. He seems like a good professional.
Well, we're gonna find out because the Elastoid's gonna go hand it in.
Ragnarok, on the same path Elastoid was on, about to get his TNT from Sarda. Dangwu finally turning in the herb, and Aelmarkin is investigating Gaia. Level 7, the second slot of level 7 is Nuke.
That's less than good.
That's bad for red mages, but it's going to be great if we find that tail for if you have a black mage heavy party.
Mm-hmm. And Elastoid does the swap for the TNT for the bottle. So I'll give you the TNT back. Just give me the bottle, Eric. Sobriety is important when dealing with explosives.
Mm-hmm. And the unbelievable fetch quest continues. Let's head on over to Gaia, see what the bottle turns into.
$20 says it's a crystal.
I don't know. We got room for crown. I'll take crown. I'll take crown for my bet.
Then the crown will turn into the crystal.
Yeah, that's fair.
To turn into the tail. Chat calling for the rod. That would be useful.
Mm-hmm. Which is why we're against it.
Dangwu checking out Elfland, stocking up on more resources because he is loaded. Aelmarkin's still digging up money to buy that floater as we get a canoe for our hard work.
Ooh.
So a tiny fairy pulling up a ratty boat from the bottom of her lake like, look what I found.
Thanks, Sealy.
Yeah.
So here's the danger time for Elastoid. Does Elastoid bypass Crescent for a big gamble, but it looks like he turned left, so probably not. Or he's headed straight south. Ooh, we might be bypassing Crescent location. We might not know where that floater is and go on a big... Yep, we're going on an adventure.
Well, this isn't a bad check, because you can windmill slam the Onrak Comet, take out Waterfall, get the key item there, and then sail over and do ordeals, and then you have nowhere else to go but Crescent for a town check. So
right. And this is going to generate us the cash necessary to get the floater, so it's not bad.
Yeah, and he can do the sanity checks and clear out the caravan just to make sure. So we do get Lupid. So Melmond and Crescent Lake locked behind airship. So that should give Elastoid a little bit of information as he's going to go over to the caravan and hope that he finds a vendor item. And Ragnarok coming back, going to throw down his bottle and get his canoe out of the lake. Aelmarkin's got to be getting close on money. He's going a little too quick through his menu.
Still looking for encounters, so not there yet.
Alright, so I think the question is going to become, how much time does this put Aelmarkin behind with having to do that fetch quest? But having the floater to do it will make it a little bit quicker. But he's got to commit to a marsh dive, and he's got the levels to do so.
So I think it's going to come down to where that second loose is. If second loose is somewhere easy, like, say, Cardia chests, because I have a feeling we're headed for those because we're suddenly out of resources, that might get him back on track.
He could also do the start a check without the ruby and get on that fetch quest to get the canoe without going into marsh, which is going to put that Oxyel a little farther out of reach for him, but will get him the canoe. So it's going to be an interesting route for Aelmarkin.
So Gaia is Crescent. We've got level 6 Exit and Cure 4, and I believe that was level 6 Temper in a spot that Red Mage can't learn.
Correct, but in a slot that Red Wizard can. It was the top slot.
Oh, it was the top slot. Okay, yeah.
And it doesn't look like we have NPC guillotine turned on, so we just gotta cycle through all these old men. And it doesn't take too long. Finds it on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Uh-oh. Alright.
Gotta love the cattle shoot there. So, Dangwu doing the cheeky early Earth, checking the spike tile. Like, oh right, it's Earth's. Earth's on the tile.
Did the Earths cause stone, or did something else in here cause stone?
He was stoned in Titan's Trove, so I missed what did it.
Okay.
But Ragnarok was in Crescent. Now he's sailing up. It's an interesting...
I think Ragnarok is headed for Peninsula of Power, because there's a convenient dock right there.
Mm-hmm. So, I wonder if he realizes that keeping that black belt down in the first slot is not necessarily going to be the best thing for his parties.
The one thing it does do is it splits the damage more evenly between all three mages.
It's true. So what's the waterfall pack in? A bunch of money. A tail. So all waterfall not required. Just not even like a big money chest either.
Yeah, that didn't look like a lot.
So Aelmarkin will be the first to translate his slab. Was probably hoping to find another town here. But Brack is there at level 5, available for Red Mage and Black Mage.
That'll be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Our offensive power is a little not good right now. I mean, we've got Fire 3 at 2, we've got Ice 3 at 4.
We do have Fade at 4 if we promote.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Alright. Could be better, but is acceptable.
Ooh, a Gasty. I didn't see a whole lot of them during 2018.
Sponsored by Spring Tournament 2020. Slaps Roof. You can fit so many dragons in this bad boy.
Yeah, with the way the randomizer updating of 3.0, these aren't going to look exactly like Swiss 2018 or 2019 rather, but it's a close approximation.
Mm-hmm.
I do think I turned off thief fixes though, but none of our runners here grabbed a thief. All right, Aelmarkin, where are you going to go now with your float boat? We're going to go to Ordeals?
Yep. Aelmarkin doing the proximity play after Ordeals is probably going to be on Racket Waterfall check. No, wait. Aelmarkin remembers a thing that I always forget. There's no paddle boat.
Mm-hmm. So good for him for remembering that.
Mm-hmm.
And
he didn't make it all the way to the river like I usually do.
We'll turn it. Oh, that's a good find. So it turns in the confused old man's adamant for a ribbon. So
that's incentive ribbon, incentive ruby, incentive tail. We need that other loose.
Yep. So it will be chime or loot or key. Because we still need to go to ice and we need to go to Ordeals. But all three will be required. Because Marsh Cave, while the ruby not necessarily required, the Oxyel here is. But... Wait, so key, loot, chime, and we only have Ordeals and Ice Cave to find them. So yeah, we're gonna have a 2 loose, 2 required. Doesn't feel great.
Yeah.
But
wait, aren't we also missing the rod?
And the rod. So we have to turn in we have to go talk to the little Fane. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So the math is still good.
Yep. And Ragnarok going into Volcano. Last would make pretty quick work of that pillar maze.
Yeah, it seemed very short.
And we're rewarded for selling our dragon armor if we did it with the ability to sell some opal armor for Ragnarok.
Yay!
And Dangwu dive and see. He's going to the mermaids.
Heck yeah.
Bold plays by all our on-screen runners. Aelmarkin ponying up to do the marsh cave, so he's going to get his Oxyale. So not going to have lost a whole lot of time here. And Ragnarok just taking up a truck ton of money. Heal stick's pretty cool. Opal, more opal gear to sell. We're gonna wander up to the hairpin. Dangwu skipping North TFC. Maybe he'll come back and get it on his way back from the mermaids.
Maybe. We don't have Warper Exit, so it's kind of on the way out a little bit-ish. And if Mermaids turns out to be a bust, then there's nothing, that we have to go back for.
Yeah.
I think Elastoid just found another ribbon in Ordeals.
I hope he doesn't bank on that being... Ooh, a defense sword for Ragnarok. I hope he doesn't bank on that being the incentive ribbon blue, so he continues to open boxes.
Mm-hmm. But we get the crystal, so better late than never. Time to head for Matoya.
Yeah, and with it being in Ordeals, it's not terrible because you can come down and do the back door because he does have the canoe, so it's a kind of a quick check. It's just gonna stink real bad when it's not the floater form and he still has to go to Crescent.
Yeah. Well, from this position, actually no, the routing kind of really wants Matoya first.
Yeah, he's sailing north too. So
we're sailing east. That's Crescent direction.
Right, but he sailed up from Ordeals, like he could have sailed south to get to Matoya a little bit quicker.
Mm-hmm.
But
oh yeah, because there's a river there. That river I never remember.
Yeah, the back door to Matoya.
Yeah.
One of my favorite little checks.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you are floaterless and you need to get from Mirage to Temple of Fiends real quick. It's the way to go, in my opinion.
Caleb, what's it like to know things?
Feels pretty good sometimes. I don't know things all the time, but sometimes I do. And even with all those checks, Blastoid's short money for the floater, but I wonder if he's going to go into sea and hopefully find some money on mermaids.
Based on him loading up on cabins, that's my guess, is that he's just topping off whatever normal supplies he uses, and then he's going to do a sea dive and just hope that we get the money from that, which we're only short like 20 grand, so that is almost certainly going to happen.
Yeah. And it looks like Ragnarok took another nasty wipe here in Volcano, because he's doubling back checking boxes.
I wonder what got him in there.
Not getting the best encounter luck with the three-man party. Flags aren't too forgiving to go short of 4. Blastoid also trying it with a down Black Mage.
Ooh, a thing I missed previously. North of Armory in Volcano is the defense sword.
Yep. The hairpin defense. I did see that, but he unfortunately didn't get out. So, Aelmarking playing catch up. Gonna check. Titan Strove gonna rate him for his interview close. And Dangwu finishing up with mermaids. Didn't find a loose item, but should have enough money for that floater now. It's Ragnarok. Oh no. Takes another wipe in the volcano. Wonder how many more times Ragnarok's gonna throw himself out of his armory before he goes and picks up that 4th Light Warrior.
So we're 35 minutes in. I have to feel like if that black belt isn't upright by now, it's never going to be upright.
Yeah. I feel like you need something to soak some more damage.
Yeah.
Even though he is being victimized by AoEs, but these flags don't really reward this level of determination.
If there was a melee in there, like if it was black belt, red black, I think it would be a little better, because he's vulnerable to two things right now. He's vulnerable to AoE, which the black belt honestly wouldn't solve. He'd still be having the same problems. He'd just be having them at a much lower level than he currently is. The one thing that I think he's in danger of, though, is things that roll up on melee, because we've got Pro Cape and I assume Chain Armor on that Red Mage. That Red Mage can take shots, but there's nothing in the first slot, so we're kind of even money on the Black Mages also taking attacks as well. And those things are effectively unarmored, so it's better for efficiency, but it's also very, very dangerous, and we're starting to see the downsides of that play right now.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a good learning experience when he comes back and watches this VOD. Because he will see, like, Ragnarok's been racing a lot of, like, kind of cheeky flags that have really good XP growth and kind of reward these more gambling plays that are kind of punishing him here a little bit, but he's gonna get out of here.
Yeah, if there's one thing I remember from Swiss 2019, it's that you really did have to stop at some point and pay attention to your levels. Like, they were never going to sort themselves out if you didn't find somewhere to take some extra fights.
Yeah. And Swiss 2019 was the birth of the Sky meta. So.
Yeah, because that's where all the experience is. Although C is a good substitute. If the Gersharks roll down and you can get rid of them quickly, they're really good. The Gershark Big Eye encounter is one of the best trash encounters in the game. And if Seafood in general rolls low and you have Ice 3 or Lightning 3, that can be okay for padding some levels.
Yeah.
So Dingwoo's loading up on Pro Rings. Or some Pro Rings. We're going to leave that bottom mage unarmored still. Probably. Oh, we might be keeping it dead. That might be what's happening. And Dingwoo's going to go talk to Old Men in the Park, get his legendary material. First, he's going to do donuts. He's going to show them how to walk in a circle and hope that they mimic him at a later date.
Ragnarok finds some more professional gear. And Dangwoo, I hope Dangwoo didn't lose track of which old men he's talked to. He might have got himself dizzy, spinning in circles. But he gets his adamant.
How certain would you say you are that he got it?
I mean, I'm pretty positive he got it. I mean, he's probably pretty adamant that he got it.
There we go. We got there. We figured it out.
Sorry, the joke felt a little adamant.
We're looping back around to oh no. Ragnarok on the Agama floor. Nope, wait, hang on. Stop the presses. Dangwoo has found steak. I don't have anything else to say. It's steak day.
Ragnarok taking another white in Volcano and just doubling down on persistence here. As Elastoid gets his loot from Matoya. Question from Stat. What steak, Fizzle?
So, there's a creature in the game called the Tyro, and there is a division within the community on whether Tyro equals friend or food. Now, there are the people who believe he is a friend because of the happy-go-lucky look on his face, and will spare him at all costs. And there are those of us who believe in efficiency that see Tyro as a very tasty meal to be devoured if it's reasonable. Like if Tyro rolls up, he's got 200 MDef. If he also has like 1,000 HP, like I'm more than content to just let that slide, memes or not. But Tyro generally is worth pretty good experience. But then you have to watch the happy face go away, and some people aren't comfortable with that.
I don't necessarily subscribe to either team. I just subscribe to Team EXP.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Tyros give pretty good EXP. Not as much as their mythical blue counterparts.
No, the mythical blue steak is always worth stopping for. I don't care what team you're on. I feel like I should explain that real quick. So, in the way that Tyro has a legend built around him, Tyro is a T-Rex sprite. There is only one other enemy in the game that shares that sprite, just blue instead of red, and that enemy is appropriately called the T-Rex. I think T-Rex is the highest experience value of a single thing outside of Warmech. Because I think it even beats the worms in Topher.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The only problem is you only ever see one of them by itself.
Yeah. So Dangwu with the Hooray Dwarf, and with the most efficient dwarfs check yet, doing Adamant and TNT in the same go. So as Elastoid finds the loose rod in Cardia. So that is our no mode, essentially.
So remember that time that I said that if Luce was in Marsh, it was going to be amazing? And remember that other time if I said that Luce was in Cardia, that it was going to be pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I say things that are true during my own races?
Oh. Have you tried?
Maybe that's the problem.
Try commentating your own races. Give yourself the commentator's curse. Alright, Ragnarok through the volcano is charging down to carry. Beaten, he's bloodied, he's level 10, he's got a defense sword. He's just, I've had enough. The only way out is through.
How are we killing this carry?
Hopes and dreams and defense, or ice threes. It's cut off a little bit at the bottom there, but we're getting ice threes.
Mm-hmm.
And slow coming out, but Demon down there gonna do some defense swords. Ice threes doing okay with poison damage.
Yep. Alright, we hit evade cap. We need...
No more skills, please.
we need that Cure 3 that we passed on at level 2. Oh, there's Blaze.
Not like this.
And Ragnarok throws in the towel and decides, nope, we're going to come back to Volcano at some point in the future.
I've had enough. And big shout out to our restreamer, the Amused Miniature, for recropping that. Thank you so much. As Elastoid fully promoted, knowing where he needs to go, all of the other incentive dungeons, but with the ability to go mode everywhere he walks into, so that will definitely save him some time. As Ailmarkin gonna have to do the full ice loop here.
The full ice loop feels real bad, especially if we don't have access to a life spell, which I'm pretty sure we've seen all magic, so we know now that we're not getting life. Because life 2 was White Mage locked at level 1. And I don't know if we've seen the other life, which means it's either 7 or 8.
And I love the similarity between Ailmarkin and Ragnarok's party.
Mm-hmm.
Both foregoing the images with Squint, but we got a Sun Sword, so it's a really good weapon for our red mages to be swinging.
Mhm.
Dang, woo! I saw briefly an out of bounds bat. Ooh, hype.
Boom hype.
Oh, it's not here.
No.
Sorry, your heaven's in another castle.
I was gonna segue that, but no one's in the castle right now.
No. No.
Well, we've got 2 runners in Ice Cave and 1 in Volcano, with Elastoid headed away from Lefane location, and probably at this point headed to go finish. Probably headed for Volcano and Ice Cave if I were a betting man, because we've got a Fiend dungeon that we need to do. We've got both loose because he's got the rod, he's got the Oxyale, so he doesn't need to open any more boxes.
Yeah.
Volcano's super fast if you're not opening any boxes and don't care anymore. And then Ice to get the chime that we're missing.
It will spare him a defense sword pickup. I don't see him going to the hairpin to grab that.
Probably not, but if we get decent enough levels, we can do without defense.
But where do you get levels with vanilla spike tiles?
Sky, 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 sky.
And Aelmarkin finds another ribbon and bottom of ice, so that's 3 ribbons accounted for. So that's the incentive ribbon from the adamant, 1 in the bottom 6 of ice, and 1 in ordeals. So
I think that was 1 in ordeals. I saw the text on the screen for like a half second. Yep, there's our chime. Okay, so all the knowledge is out there right now. We just need to put all the pieces together.
Yeah, which for Elastoid should be checking every incentive location.
Right. Elastoid has a clear advantage right now having that second loose. But Cardia is also kind of a free check, so I wonder how long it'll take other runners to go there and check it out. It's one of those things about efficiency, right? Because you know that you're going to be doing Fiend dungeons. So if you just do all of those checks first, then if it's in one of those, then we have all the information we need. We don't need to do any of those free checks that are way out of the way. But if you do the free checks, those are generally faster, and if it's there, then you can skip so many other chests. But it's also, no matter how fast they are, it's still time that you're having to take.
And he gets the key from the crown, so he just needs to go to Ice Cave and he'll be in go mode. Dangu cleaning up Cardia, he will get his second loose. And Ragnarok still, unfortunately, not having the best of luck with this seed. And I think it's when he watches this back, it'll be a lesson in keeping some melee option available. I think that's the takeaway lesson here, to make this a teachable moment, if you will.
Ragnarok taking a wipe to the wizards on the top floor. That is the worst feeling you can have as a runner in this game, is wiping to wizards on the top floor of ice on your way out.
Yeah. It feels really bad. So, Elastoid gonna clean up the key checks. I guess he's looking for Masa, looking for something better to swing than what he has.
I can buy into that reasoning. Having a good, solid endgame weapon will make a bad Topher better, and potentially an unbeatable Topher simply bad.
We got a vendor sword.
Heck yeah, we can sell it and then go buy a... Oh, wait. So, Dengwu is in Castle Ordeals. See if he makes it through the Pillar Maze just as quickly. As Ragnarok is continuing the slog against Ice Cave.
I mean, with the Fire 3s and the Fire 2s he has, he should have a pretty good shot against the Undead packs. If he gets the turn order he needs.
No, the unfortunate only pack that he's not really equipped to handle is the Wizards, because everything that's mildly undead, or even the birds, just Fire 2, Fire 3, that's fine. For things like the mages, we've got Ice 3, that's fine.
We got the Lightning, or we got the Zeus Gauntlets.
The Zeus Gauntlets help, but need more than that.
Yeah, but I'm thinking Zeus Gauntlet with an Ice 3 backing it up should take out Wizards.
Potentially. Depends on where their HP rolled. I haven't been able to keep track of that.
Yeah. But Dangwu does get through the Pillar Maze pretty easily. Aelmarkin's going to have his turn at it. And Elastoid thinking about stuff.
Elastoid seems to have joined the party in Ice Cave.
Makes sense. It was his last check to go. He'll get his chime and be in go mode. Looks like we're getting a little stream lag on his screen. Aelmarkin, I feel like even quicker through the Pillar Maze. Ragnarok. Happy day. Got a Sun Sword. That's pretty neat. And finally adjusted his party to have the Light Warrior up front. He said it will victimize him a little bit with melees, but might help him with some ambushes.
As long as he's got chain armor and pro cape and pro ring, that's a perfectly suitable armored option, at least for Ice Cave. Because even with 6 wizards just like hitting it repeatedly in the face, it still took over a full round to take down the red mage. So if that damage is spread out a little bit with also the black mages, that red mage is perfectly survivable for basically any trash encounter in here. Except when Frosties do thunder. That's...
It's less than ideal. And this is one of those examples where we talk about it a lot, where the randomizer, these large group races, there's often one runner that sees nothing nasty, and then there's often the runner that sees everything that's bad. And it looks like Ragnarok, unfortunately, is the one that's just trying to get through this, and the Seed has different plans for him, as Frost Wolves have Stun Touch prohibiting his run, and I mean, big shout out to Ragnarok. I mean, if I were him, like, I know my own frustration thresholds, I would be at my wit's end, so shout out to him for the perseverance.
Yeah, who knows what could be waiting for us in Topher. Topher is always and will forever be the great equalizer. Ragnarok's not out of this yet.
No, not at all. And if we find something really nasty down there that is not good for a knight, we do have that black belt that he will be able to grind up on some Agamas down in Volcano for sure.
I've got to ask myself, what is in those 2 boxes that's guarded by a Frost Dragon spike tile that we'll have to hit not once but twice, and they've got Thunder? There's got to be something very important in there. So here comes Dengwu buying level 4 magic. We're going to load up on some Invis 2s, some Fades, and I believe they still probably had Ice 3 as their first spell slot.
So, Blastoid gets through the Frosty tile, and it's a tent. And Dangwu grabs his Dragon Mail and is able to equip it.
I don't know about this whole equipping armor thing. Things were much easier when we just like threw in the wood chipper and got like 20 grand for our trouble.
I was trying to help out our tracker, and I clicked Dragon Mail on his screen a long time ago because I thought that everybody came to Matoya, so I should have just trusted Danny's hard work. So, Danny, I was just trying to help.
It's okay, Danny. Send me your complaints later.
I was just coming and clicking on stuff. Alright, and Elastoid, I think this is the encounter 8 Frosties and Ice, because I don't see, he didn't wipe in here. So, yeah, encounter 8 on the first floor. Look at all these dragons. Opal Bracelet. On top of Ice. That's a really, really good find with the Mage Heavy Party build.
Yep. We need armor. All the armor we can get.
Yeah. Gonna see a little eye grind here for Elastoid to get some levels.
Nope.
And we're Alright, so where are we gonna get our levels? Because level 18, I mean, level 18, we still have all of Ice to walk through, all of Sky, Sky, Sea to walk through. And if we take some fights along the way, could get to level 23, level 24, which might be enough for...
Yeah, 23, 24 is where I'd aim to have a party in this flag set. With a 200% Topher, you could go down to level 20 if magic was kind and gear was better, but it's not, and it's not.
Well, we haven't seen anybody check the Elfland Armory, and that was my my bingo call for the Masa, so anything's possible.
Yeah.
Unless it's in TOF locks. I don't think anybody's checking that.
Very doubtful. That takes a lot of time.
Oh, 30 seconds. And Elastoid, in and out of Ice Cave, has hit his go mode. He's going to come in here to Elfland and, to Onrak and freaking Town Shuffle, man.
Yeah, over here to Somewheresville with the notable rideable barrel, and we're gonna take that all the way down to the water place, to the water temple.
All right, we're gonna do Volcano first.
Or Volcano first. Okay.
Sure. And Ragnarok taking another wipe here, or just a resetting out of a wizard fight. And Elastoid's still opening boxes. Really wants a better sword or gear than what he's got.
We've also got 2 face-down mages still. I'm wondering if we passed over the on-rack option to come to Volcano so that we could do a grind.
That makes sense. Ailmarkin into the Cardia's gonna find his loose rod here in just a matter of probably a minute or so. Ragnarok still trudging through ice as Dangwu grabs his second ribbon. So yeah, I guess there was not a ribbon in Ordeals, because it looks like our runners only have 2 ribbons each.
No.
Gotta get your eyes tested, Fizzle.
They have been tested. They've been declared bad as heck.
They have been found wanting.
Yeah.
Alright, so what do we got going on here? What's working?
So 1 hour mark, and we've got no orbs lit yet, but we've got a lot of almost orbs lit. We've got Elastoid in Volcano, still opening all the boxes, probably going to do a grind, but I can't see him not getting a carry kill at the end of this. We've got Ailmarkin that's about to hit go mode with this Cardia check. If he hasn't already, I forget which island specifically had the rod in it.
He still has to kill Astos for his key.
But he knows where that is, so that's still effectively, that'll be effectively go mode, so I think we're going to get some orbs lit pretty soon there. Dengwu just got the Chime. Dengwu has the rod, Dengwu has the Oxyel, so Dengwu is going to be clearing stuff for go mode as well, so I'd look to see a lot of fiends going down very, very quickly here.
Yeah. Mark and making the long walk back down to Lefane, which was Melmond. I just saw Ragnarok's levels, and unfortunately with the struggles he's been having here, he just hit level 11th, which I'm sure in his mind is remarkably frustrating. So
yeah, this has been the tale of Ragnarok earning their namesake as the Gambler. We gambled on running into Marsh as soon as we could. That one was a win, that just undisputed win. It took us a couple times to take out the Oxyel, but no matter what, that's a win. We gambled on we also gambled on Elfland out of the gate. That turned out to be Provoca. That's an undisputed win. And then we gambled on Volcano, and that wasn't kind to us. We gambled on low-level Ice. That hasn't been kind to us. So some gambles win, some gambles not so much. But
yeah,
as long as there's a chance, like, it's not a bad play.
Yeah. You gotta know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. Know when to run.
I too have complaints about origami.
It's really hard to do. My fingers are clumsy.
I have no idea where to fold them. Like, unless there's dotted lines, it's impossible. No one can understand that. Meanwhile, speaking of things that we can't understand, Elastoid's Agama grind has hit a bit of a rough patch, given that the Agama's no thunder.
Yeah, that's gonna cause some problems. Are we gonna? Maybe we'll get the Red D grind instead. And Ragnarok is out. He's out with his Chime, and he is never paddled faster. Get Mista, get me out of here. As Ragnarok is just, I've had enough of you and your crap. Let me play the rest of this game, please.
He should have the cash to pick up Floater in Crescent location while he's there. Or we can head west.
Go back. There was a town there. You don't need your boat. I mean, this makes sense. His boat's over here at Elfland. He doesn't know that the floater's there.
Right. I think the strategy at this point is... Where's the boat? Where? Now, everyone at some point in their lives has gone on an amazing adventure. Some would call it a bender. And then there's a moment of lucid terror as you eye your friends in the face and go, dude, Where did we park?
Dude. Sweet.
This could be our where did we park moment, or we were headed for houses because we knew that where they were for sale. That's also an option.
All right, Elastoid onto the carry floor. Ragnarok heading into Crescent Lake. Go back to the item shop, Ragnarok.
We're so close. It's right there.
Get that information, Ragnarok. Thank you. Short, but not by much.
Nope, but we're gonna need some party members though. Oh, we got party members.
Elastoid and Dangwu holding hands on the carry floor, overcoming some bulls.
That's bull. Oni.
So running of the bulls with the blue D on ale marking. So Team Sky 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 in full effect. Elastoid fighting Team Rocket here at the bottom of Volcano, trying to stop their Pokemon stealing plans. I think Dangwu's gonna find Carrie though, the original Fiend of Fire. 4 hits, 300 damage. That's pretty good. As long as the Blaze stays in Carrie's back pocket, this should be okay. Another big swing there. Ink comes out. We're getting a little closer to that Blaze. Dangwu firing fades and swinging swords with more light warriors, but Elastoid delays Team Rocket as they blast off again off the top of that volcano. Is that what that reference is? Because they're blasting off again and they're in a volcano.
Sure. You know what? We'll go with that.
Alright, so good routing here from Elastoid as he's able to down Carry and head to immediately into Onrak as Dangwu is going to go south and Sky 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 after lighting his orb. So we got Dangwu and Elastoid with a simultaneous orb lighting, or near simultaneous orb lighting. And Dangwu's still gotta go turn in that crown.
We still have to turn in the crown, but we don't really need to do it right now. Like, we can wait until we're back in that end of the world to worry about it. As long as we remember to do it before Topher.
True story. So, Ragnarok into the Sea Shrine. We need those blessed RNGs in chat. We got Ale Market on the Bridge of Destiny. Are we gonna see a robot friend? I want to see a robot friend. Give me a robot friend. Not Hydras. I want to see robots.
Those aren't metal at all.
See. I don't even know how to say that. Chat calling for synchronic orbity.
Yeah.
Synchronorbity.
Synchronic orbity.
Synchronic orbity.
Which I am choosing to translate into robot.
I don't know much about orbital mechanics, but what I do know is we're not finding a robot friend yet. And those are the orbital mechanics I want to find. Is Dangwu's checking less than greater than, so he's either digging for a sword or has miscalculated his loose count.
I will say one thing. Ale hasn't found robot friend, but he's found a lot of friends. Like, there's a lot of encounters going on here, so hope still exists.
And Nachos and Arhydrus are the friends you want to find if you're not finding robot friends, because these are usually pretty safe encounters with good XP, as Dangwu finds a power bong in Sharknado.
That's really good.
That's pretty neat. You can tell it's a power bong because the way it is.
Yeah, because it's got the power, and then there's the glove, and you hit things with the glove. And a mage staff, which, I mean, it would have been nicer an hour ago, but it'll still do work now.
And I realized I said that Dangwu found Powerbong in Sharknado, but I got confusion.
It's fine.
No robot friend, but we're gonna get Dragon friend.
Yeah, alright.
Bunch of Brax.
Heck yeah.
As Elastoid's already onto the local heavyweight champion, Piston Honda, who's also cracking.
I have not ever played Mike Tyson's Punch Out for any length of time. How do you beat Piston Honda?
You just punch him a bunch.
I see.
He does a little eyebrow wiggle, and you catch him in the jaw when he wiggles his eyebrows.
Yes, I see.
Because then right when he does a little eyebrow wiggle, he starts throwing jabs left and right, and if you time it just right after the eyebrow wiggle, he goes down. And these, unlike this Tiamat who refuses to break into pizzas, all we're trying to do is out pizza the hut, working this guy into pizzas, but we're running out of brack, so
we're gonna try a weird alternate strategy called damage.
Yep, I think that might have been his last brack. Here comes a big swing from a fasted tempered sun sword, and T is a little chunky. And so we're going to keep temper, not firing off any locks just yet, but I feel like he should be having more than 3 swings. Ragnarok cleared the ladies, and is in and out of a dungeon. You gotta love to see it. Ragnarok's probably just like, if I know Ragnarok, he's probably swearing up a storm on his stream. But he made it out, and that's gotta feel good, because he's got floater money.
Yep.
And he's got his floater, and he says, okay, I can now finish playing this game. After Marsh and Ordeals and Volcano are just giving him the business. He's now gotta feel a little easier, a little breezier. He's got the canoe. He's got all his transportation.
Ooh, Mazza detected. Dangwoo has picked up the Mazza. It's on Sky, first floor, left side.
All right, Dangwoo, stop opening boxes. It's time to go.
Yep.
The Blastoide's coming for you.
There's the pedal to the metal and the feet to the floor, and the tires spin real fast.
You gotta stand on that gas pedal like you're a kid standing on your bike. Just get up that hill. But having taken these encounters, as the Blastoid, I think, blew through the first floor of Mirage here, and I saw him reset, but I don't think he ever opened those boxes. So Blastoid's got to feel confident in his Sun Sword here.
It's a little sad to miss out on Power Bonk, but at the same time, if you're in a Blastoid's position, you know that there's like there's 100 boxes left in the game that you didn't open, and one of them is Power Bonk. So we can't be bothered checking anymore. We just gotta go.
But Dangwoo definitely probably had a different step encounter through Sky than Ale. Dangwoo might see a robot friend, so let's get those blessed RNGs in chat.
Oh, here we go. Time for redemption.
Dangwoo might even go fishing for him, because Dangwoo's the real MVP. Sometimes he's not, but he usually is. He was doing donuts in the Crescent Lake Park. And
he spun so hard that the old men kept their adamant away from him for as long as they could have.
Yeah, he caught the one trying to stuff it into a tree. Alright, come on, robot! Oh, no, just some raw hydras. Ragnarok gonna continue cleaning up his town checks.
Caleb, we didn't get the robot.
No, we got 2 more. We got another runner to try to do it.
That's true.
Keep your chin up, bud. We'll get there.
I want my robot friend.
That Masa is putting in some work. Hard work.
Elastoid is heading past the room that has the Mazza in it, which is unfortunate.
He might be okay. Fast. He's got fast and tempers. He's got the defense sword. And Dangwoo lights his second orb and drops Tiamat.
Question in chat from Mr. The Gregly Puff. Recap. So, we started out and we branched off in 2 directions. A bunch of people went to Provoca, which was Elfland, and Ragnarok went to Elfland, which was Provoca. Most of us converged on Marsh and found a loose ruby and a loose Oxiel and an incentive ruby. From there, headed towards Crescent location, which was Onrak. We've got Floater for sale there. And then there was other stuff in boxes and other places. But the important thing is that the other rod, or the other loose item, which was Rod, was in Cardia chests. So we've got everything we need, and we're just clearing fiend dungeons at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we got the Masa and Sky, which so far only Dangwu is found.
Mm-hmm.
And Ragnarok's still cleaning up his administrative work. But I mean, I don't fault him here. Like, he's had so much frustration with dungeons. Like, when I'm in this situation and I've just been against it for the better part of an hour and a half, I don't mind doing these town checks. Like, he probably feels light years behind. He probably is just like, I'm gonna finish this, but I'm gonna finish it my way, and I'm just gonna do these easy checks that are kind of quick, but there's a lot of them, and I'm just gonna breathe and regain my composure before I three-man this party through the rest of the seed.
Yeah, I mean, any solid run of FFR has a weird town check, hooray, in the middle of it, and like this is the time that Ragnarok is doing his. Everyone else has done it. It's now time for Ragnarok to do it.
Elastoid's on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Elastoid, get us our robot friend. Ragnarok, you can't park there. But maybe he's just fine over like, oh right, I gotta come back here. Just remembering that Lefaine's there.
Mm-hmm.
So, gonna come into Onrak, and Ale went back for the defense, or just happened to make a one-off check and get super lucky. I missed if he was in here before and wiped out of it.
I missed that as well.
Because it looked like he came in specifically for that defense sword, which tells me that he knew it was there.
Right.
And maybe just reset out of it, because early Volcano was not kind.
Right.
A lot of this seed was not kind early on, just not for like any super nasty abilities, but I mean, we did see some gross stuff, but
what was shutting them down in Volcano that I can remember? There were the Mucks with Scorch. There was
a significant lack of armor and a lot of melee.
Yeah.
And then Thunder Agamas were also a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like what was shutting Ragnarok down was the lack of armor and being level 10. And Elastoid first turn, I believe that was first or second turn Brack on Tia, so the quick Tia kill as Dangwu gets the quick Kraken kill, and we're racing through Earth Cave. We got Dangwu and Elastoid in a drag race, and Dangwu with a little bit better proximity routing here.
Mm-hmm.
Beats him to the finish line, and Elastoid makes a quick pit stop into Melmond.
Looks like picking up Nuke. Yep.
Yeah, gonna get some new tires on that Black Wizard.
We gotta do the pit stop, and we've gotta fill the mages full of gas.
Yeah.
And other metaphors that work.
But these black mages run on nuclear fusion. You don't want to get in a car accident with them. You'll blow up half the city.
If you lift up the straw hat on the black mage, do you see a Mr. Fusion?
What's a Mr. Fusion? Is that a Spaceballs reference?
No, it's a Back to the Future reference.
Oh, I don't like Back to the Future. I mean, it's fine.
Speaking of things that we don't like, here's Elastoid going to Earth Cave. Dangwu's already there. Dangwu's got a little bit of a lead, but seems to be already on the vampire floor. So basically a half to one floor advantage at this point for Dangwu.
Yeah. And Elmarkin, I mean, not far behind either here. Gonna light his third orb here any minute now. Ragnarok cleaning up his incentive locations. I would imagine from here he will go to Ordeals.
Mm-hmm.
Dangwu still needs to go kill Astos, as does Aelmarkin for their key.
That is an advantage, but is that equivalent to the distance that Dengwu's ahead right now? Maybe.
Well, they're going to be able to park right there at Northwest, run in, cut down Astos, and then fly up to Topher, drop a house, and dive. So,
but if Elastoid's good on heal pots, Elastoid might just cut straight to Topher and head inside.
Yeah, no, we might very well see a 3-person race through Topher as Aelmarkin gets. He's going to make the pit stop and do Astos now. So.
Meanwhile, Ragnarok found Gasties in Waterfall. We weren't hallucinating. They're still there.
Sorry. Had a cat begging to come in. I don't know if the mic was picking that up. Probably didn't need to call attention to it.
It's fine. You did a great job covering up for it. I'm sure no one noticed. As Dengwu, I believe, is on either B4 or B5 right now. Elastoid is about to head down to B4, and Aelmarkin has stopped at Elf Armory looking for that Mazza. That's not there, but unfortunately, he doesn't know that.
Yeah. And I did see that Dengwu was locked out of Cake, so he's not going to be able to Cake glitch this time. He's going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Brute force.
See if we can jump the speed bump round 1, and we get there. We clear it. Yay!
And there we go. Dengwu still gotta go kill an Astos to get his go mode. Yeah, he did. He's got his key.
So now Dengwu's got to kill Astos before Elastoid kills Lich. That's the battle of the ages right there, because both of them. Never mind.
And Ragnarok enters his Astos fight. And Dengwu gonna make some last-minute preparations as Elastoid fends off death, which is Lich.
Yes, unfortunately, when they refer to Lich as death itself, that really just means it dies easily. Case in point.
And Ragnarok checking the spike tiles here, gonna find the vanilla images and mummies. Gonna pick up that level 1 cure for absolute safety.
Sure. If we run out of heals, why not?
And picked everybody up. And Aelmarkin doing all the key checks here, so. And we're entering Topher at 123.11 and 123.12, so Elastoid and Dengwu, full on foot race. I think they're on the same encounter table. Yep. Dengwu gets first turn run. It's going to extend that lead a little bit longer. And we can run on the Phantom.
It looked like Elastoid did encounter manipulation before he went in, and Dengwu didn't. That's going to be an interesting parallel to see who gets what terrible encounters.
It looks like they're getting the same encounters, though. Dengwu got a little bit better turn luck, so we're going to see if Elastoid takes about 6 steps here and catches the Frost Wolf Frost Giant pack.
Well, maybe.
And now it's Elastoid's turn to heal.
Alright, maybe they are on the same part of the table. Alright. Don't mind me.
Chat pointing out, this feels like 2019 all over again. It is like deja vu all over again.
Foot races and Topher, photo finishes.
Chimeras and Chimeras or Chimeras.
I prefer Chimera.
Yeah, they do hit the gym.
Yeah, Chimera and Chimera. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not Chimera, it's Chimera.
I mean, that's an opinion.
I mean, this is still a pretty good time. You know, we're looking at potentially a 90-minute seed for Elastoid and Dangwu. 130 in these flags feels pretty nice. I don't know if I ever got a 130 in these flags during a race, but it was the dream. And then to see folks like CC and Spellzab and Edge putting up like sub 120s, it was humbling.
Practice, practice, practice. Just gotta.
And then seeing folks like Falconic putting up like 130s with goofy party comps as Dangwu is on to Lich 1. And we're going to fast that Masa, and we're going to swing that Masa, and we're going to leave Lich cleft in twain.
Speed Bump 2 is just as resilient as Speed Bump 1.
As Dangwu has stretched his lead to a full floor now, and I think it's Elastoid's taking fights here, getting a little bit more safety health for his party.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really fault the play. He doesn't have Masa. His party needs to be a little bit thicker because they're not going to get through these fights any quicker.
Right, and they're both 3-man parties, so we're going to get the same amount of experience.
I did like how I made that rhyme. As Dangwu is on to carry 2, we're going to fast. We're going to swing. We're going to move on to the next floor.
Yep, that's how you do a carry fight. Question in chat, has anyone finished? Nah.
Nope. So, as far as we know, Dangwu is running out front. As he gets one of the best XP party packs and just says, no, I'm out of here. As Elastoid up against Death itself, Lich 2. With some fades, some tempers. We're going to temper up that Sun Sword. And that'll do it. As Dangwu tries to pop a tent on Kraken's floor, there's not enough room for that down here, buddy. Although there clearly is, like, there's clearly enough spots.
Yeah.
It's just, do you want to set up a shop with all these water elementals running amok?
I mean, you just get a waterproof tent. It's fine. You get one of those.
You're not going to sleep too well, though. They're just going to keep, like, splashing against you.
I mean, get earplugs. Make sure both zippers are zipped. And it's fine.
That's not how that works. As Dangwu gets another pack, and they're just like, shoot us with Ice 3, and he's like, no! Helmarkin on Lich 1, gonna light his final orb here, and does so with Fire 3 efficiency.
Seeing so many of these number 2 encounters not get taken hurts me. The only reason I see that being the best idea is because Ice 3 shares a level with Fade, and we cannot risk losing Fade charges.
So, Dangwu opens up a lock to ineffective. So, welcome back to 2019 when the lock fixes weren't in.
Oops.
And we're going to double back to Temper and Brack. And Kraken says, lock fixes might not be in, but how about some thunder? Cheeky Brack goes off, ineffective. Another swing here, I was going to say should do it. That's 1500 HP on Kraken, so one more big hit ought to take him out.
That's a big squid.
Lock 2 comes out, ineffective. Fire 3, as Elastoid didn't seem to have much of a problem with carry 2, and there it is, 3 hits over 1000 damage. Ale, not giving up on these key lock checks.
I gotta know what Ale's looking for. I gotta know.
It's gotta be Masa. He must not feel comfortable with defense and Sun Sword.
Maybe, if it was Masa, if we were that desperate to open boxes, why weren't we opening in Sky? I gotta know.
The biggest takeaway here is Dangwu is down to 2-man strats for Tia and Chaos. So we gotta adjust strategies here, as Kraken was able to knock out one of his light warriors.
At least there's Cure 4s available, and perfect turn ordering happens so that the non-lethal hit comes in before the Cure 4 goes off. That's good news.
Free round from Tiamat with the Quad X, and Tia pretty thin at 129.33. Dangwu gets stopped by some air. He's got to catch his breath before he dives down. And not going to risk it. He's going to fire off the fades and take this fight.
Caleb, have you ever been winded after a marathon and summoned 5 tornadoes?
You're assuming that I've ran a marathon, bud. I did a 5K once. It was not a good idea. But they gave me hot chocolate at the end, so that was pretty cool.
Hey, small victories.
It was a weird. And Elastoid on a Kraken 2, running in with the 2-man party, immediately gonna invis 2 as Dangwu prepares for his fight with the final fiend. Reviewing our gear, making sure we got ribbons on the right people. We're gonna swibbity swap and we're gonna.
Kraken 2 head nuke.
Oh no. So we're power bonking and fasting. Chaos is punching.
The red mage has been offered as a sacrifice, and Chaos was happy to hit that first, but the red mage is still up.
Elastoid takes the wipe and just says, "No, I'm not gonna be able to do this with just my fighter. So let me go to Ice Cave or Volcano. Where are we gonna grind?"
So
we go back in.
That might grinding in TOF here might be the better play. We know that Agamas were lethal. That's not going to be a good grind spot. Red Ds are too deep to justify. Eyes are too deep to justify. And I think the blue dragon was a little too monstrous. So if we just head to the 3rd floor,
or Dangwu just eviscerates Chaos, and Chaos didn't seem to have much. So sorry to cut you off, but Dangwu finished in first place with official SRL time of 1 hour, 31 minutes, 10 seconds. GG, Dangwu. GG, my friend.
See if we can get him in here for a fun times post-race interview.
Yeah, so Dangwu showing everybody he's no slouch. He may be the master of the meme strats currently, but when the gloves are down, he's here to remind folks that he was the top 16 runner in 2019. So impressive run from Dangwu for sure. And Edge right behind him, 131.59, finishing number 2. GG Edgeworth.
So it looks like Elastoid is just going to charge back in without doing any preparation grinding. I wonder if he feels like he got bad RNG on the first drive that he can overcome on the second dive.
So Ragnarok being thorough, because he has not gone to Cardia yet.
Right.
Picks up his Masa. Also picked up a Bane Sword, but left it, saw a Bane Sword, left it behind.
At this point, with level 5 Brack and 3 mages casting it, I'd be okay with leaving that Bane Sword behind. I know it's the game clincher and everything, but at this point, we're just looking to try to make up some time.
Yeah, in my mind, Bane Sword isn't just effective for the Fiend fights, but also... Oh, he gets a black shirt here, too.
All right.
But it's more for the... clearing groups. You know, your Gurmadeuces and whatnot, as Aelmarkin already onto... I missed it. Already onto Kraken 2, so Aelmarkin blitzing through Topher. As Elastoid is back onto Lich floor. But Kraken doing Kraken things, and we don't get the Cure 4 off, so we're going to have awkward 2-man party for Tier 2 should we get through this. And we're going to keep firing those fades, and we're going to... Oof. And we know that this Kraken had over 1500 HP. And there's the nuke. So, Topher keeping the door open for Ragnarok.
And we're joined in the booth by our first place winner, Dangwu. How's it going, Dangwu?
I feel like the world has turned upside down. I've gotten first place in 2 weeklies in the same week. Like, what?
So, as a concerned bystander, how can you be stopped?
Um, I mean, look, as my party said, I'm coming for the number one contender spot. I'm taking down El Markin this Sunday.
Mhm.
But for everybody else, you have plenty of chances because I'll just go get back to memeing after I beat Ale.
So, talk me through your party selection and your party strategy because I feel like it started as one thing and then kind of turned into something else.
It was something actually from the 2018 flags I kind of enjoyed. I went the 2 red, black, and if I find out that temper or fast is a high level that's not available, I might Dan off or leave the black belt up just to have it, or I might go to 2-man party. Kind of been in the air about that. But if red is good enough, I go with the 2 red, and if I can Dan off the black belt early enough, like as you've seen when I went in Temple Fiends Revisit up until I messed up my RNG, the black belt has a very good run chance at low levels. So when I resurrected him, he just kept running for me because he was level 7 and still had a really high run chance.
Caleb, do you have any questions for champion victorious Mr. Dengwu?
Hey, GG Dangwoo.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it was an impressive run, man. So, I don't have.
Pathing was impressive. That pathing ended up working out very well for me. I thought for sure I was in trouble.
Yeah, I don't really have any questions. It was a good, clean run for me, man. Fizzle asked a lot of the questions that I would have asked. I got a little distracted because I think I deleted Danny's tracker notes. So, sorry, Danny. I think that was me. I don't remember deleting anything, but I guess I did it.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm just here to subvert Danny's tracking. All right.
It was actually me. I'm sorry.
No, I checked the autolog. It was me.
Oh, okay.
But Elastoid's back in it, and Ragnarok.
This is Elastoid's 3rd dive. This is Ale's 1st dive?
Did Ragnarok wipe out a Sky, or did he exit out and save?
I believe Ragnarok wiped because I don't think I've seen him fight Tiamat.
Yeah, Ragnarok has just been having a very difficult time with this seed. It hasn't had his best interests at heart, as Ale's on his 2nd dive after having wiped to Kraken 2.
Right. I remember. I was there for that. I'm paying attention.
So far.
Sorry.
You're good. So Dangwoo. Spring Tournament 2020, right around the corner. If anybody out there listening is interested in joining, how would you encourage them to sign up, buddy?
How would I encourage them? Just
knowing that they might have to face you.
sign up and have some fun. Like honestly, anybody that has ever watched any of my runs, I will try and fear a carry. I will run weird party comps that never work against the 2019 this spring tournament winter crab cakes. I mean, I've done a lot of weird things, and that's what you got to do. You find your little niche and have a good time. It all depends on your flags and stuff, but for the spring tournament, just come, have fun, hang out with us, and just hang out on Discord and watch all the matches. Plus, the Caleb is kind of a cool guy.
Aw, boo. So, unfortunately, we've had a couple forfeits. It looks like a couple of our runners lost out on tracking loose items and just, unfortunately, just getting some bad luck. But I think this is a firm reminder for folks that the 2019 flags weren't any kinder than the 2020 flags that we have going here. But the 2020 flag's a little different. We're not going to have the I would say not stagnant, but steady incentive item locations. We will have a new incentive item location rolled every week, but we will also, everything else will be the same week to week through Swiss 2020. Boss percents will be a little bit higher than 2019. The scaling for key items is a little bit better. So instead of hitting that 12 key item double XP boost, you'll get 10% per key item. So the XP progression will be a little bit nicer. There won't be a forced and banned party each week, so you'll have a little bit more say in what party comps you want to run. There will be an optional draft for if folks want to agree to certain party comps or draft each other's parties, and it's gonna be real interesting because then when we get into the brackets, things go really crazy. We're gonna start dealing with tri-states, which wasn't even a feature of the randomizer in 2019.
But Caleb, what is a tri-state?
So a tri-state is a way to randomize the randomizer. On the Ale takes another wipe, unfortunately, to Kraken 2. So Kraken 2 proven to be the gatekeeper that only Dangwoo's Masa has been able to get through thus far.
Mm-hmm.
So that Masa find, Dangwoo, was probably the real game changer here for you. But going back to tri-state, so on the randomizer page, if you click an option, it will check it. It'll mean that that option is selected for the flags for the seed that you're going to roll. If you click it again, it'll turn into a question mark block. And that means that when you click that randomize button to generate your seed, that it will activate or it will not. It's a 50-50 of whether or not that seed's going to be activated. And what that means, for example, Dango and I on the road to SG Live this past year, when we were running our races, there was an incentive location that was tri-state. We didn't always know what it was, but we know what it could have been. So if we were going into the Marsh Cave and the Marsh Cave was a tri-state incentive, there is the opportunity that Marsh Cave will be holding onto a key item or an incentivized item. If it is turned off, we won't know until we open that box. It's probably the best example for... And Elastoid bouncing hard off Honda there again, the Kraken 2, just giving him the business, and he's going to fix his grind on Topher 1. But we will have tri-state incentive floater and canoe in the bracket stages, which means the floater and canoe might be incentivized, but they might be loose. So if you find if you find an incentive floater, you know that might kick another key item loose into the pool. So it's gonna be interesting routing because it's gonna definitely impact our runners in a way and sort of create some runner discomfort with make this feel more like a randomizer and less like a speed run of Final Fantasy 1 with some different options selected. It's gonna be really neat. I'm excited for this will be our largest spring tournament. We're over 64 signups right now, so nearly 20 more than we had last year. So that's going to be an extra 10 races each week for everybody to watch, to be a part of. If you're out there watching, not really sure if you want to come in here and race this, you can come in here and we'll partner you up with our veteran commentary folks like Lord Fizzlebeef and Dangwoo, and maybe even anyone else that'd be willing to jump in the booth with you and have you learn how to do commentary. You know, Danny, she's going to be racing in the tournament, so she's not going to be able to track all the races like last year. So if you want to come in and help out with tracking, you want to be clicking the buttons behind the scenes, letting our runners know where everything, or letting our viewers know where everything is, you can help out there. If you just want to come in and just be apprised of when those races are, you can come into the Discord and pick up a spectator role, and you'll get a ping every time there's going to be a race live. And it might not be restreamed on Speed Gaming, Randomania, RPG Limit Break, but through the Discord we can pop up multi-stream so you can watch it and just kind of view the race as it happens without the commentary. So a lot of cool options to get, ways to get involved with the spring tournament. I would encourage everybody to come check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. 6 weeks of Swiss. It's going to be nuts.
So, while that explanation was taking place, I was witnessing something going on that I really, really want to draw attention to. Now, as we pointed out, Dengwu finding the Maza seemed to be the key to that Kraken 2 fight. Ragnarok, who is still looking for his second loose, just full cleared Mirage Sky. So he's got the Bonk and he's got the Maza.
Mm-hmm.
So this could get interesting when Ragnarok makes his way to Topher. But first he's got to hit Cardia to get them free items.
Yeah, I don't know how quickly he's going to do that with that black belt, but I did see that Ailmarkin found our third ribbon, and that ribbon was in the red D chest, which might give somebody pause when they're like, wait, was Volcano incentivized? But we did get Cheesenator finishing, not in third place. Oh yeah, in third place with a 1 hour 42 minutes 2 seconds, and then Shofu Kamachi 1:43:53, and then Thundercloud in fifth place with a 1:44:09.
So I was gonna bring up here, you know, the one thing that really threw me for a loop. I casted Lock 2 and it didn't hit. It said ineffective. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. That wasn't a thing until after the spring tournament of 2019. I was so upset.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, hey, Dangwoo, it's 2019. Lock fixes aren't in yet.
I totally made sure to buy that spell and everything. And I'm like, all right, cool. I got Lock 2. We're good to go. Casted that. Missed, and I'm like, oh boy, I think I'm gonna have to power bonk a couple of times now.
Welcome back to a year ago when the game was a little bit different. But I love that there's that one fix and how it's been pretty commonplace in most flag sets that have been run. Being turned off changes the entire approach on Topher.
Yeah, it actually killed my red mage there too because I took too long because I couldn't hit him. Because I casted twice with the Lock 2 and it obviously didn't hit. And I was like, well, I kind of didn't plan for this.
And Ale is just gonna go back and dig through everything and hope to find that Masa in a nice place, or a Vorpal maybe, but if Excal and Masa were in Sky, so
I feel like this is a desperate hunt for Excal, Maza, or Vorpal. I don't think there's anything else that solves his problem right now.
Yeah, well, he's gonna get it.
Oh, he's gonna get it.
He's gonna get it. The sword. He's gonna get the sword. He's already got it. He's had the business given to him by Kraken 3 times now. And this is a veteran move on Ailmarkin's part. You know, the conventional wisdom is you throw yourself against a brick wall 3 times and then you start making adjustments. And that's what he's doing. He's got all the ribbons. He just wants an endgame weapon.
Some of us still cling to our beat your face into it until the heat death of the universe strategy.
I mean, you will punch through. I mean, that was Ragnarok's strategy in the early game, and he got through.
Mm-hmm.
As Elastoid's still just grinding up levels and Earth. I wonder how high he's gonna take it here on the Earth floor. He's got 31. Those are pretty good levels. And we're gonna exit. And we're gonna house. And is this the dive?
You turned right. That's a good sign.
Looks like this is the dive.
Here we go!
Nope. Ale finds a win condition in the power bonk. That's gotta make him feel a little bit good. Yeah, I did all that hype up for the spring tournament. Let me get a link out there in the chat for folks if they want to join it. If you're watching this on YouTube and it is before midnight on March 15th Pacific, you want to go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. Right there on the splash page, there is a link to the spring tournament sign up. So, in fact, I can just. You don't mind me, I'm just derping around.
That's fine. And while you're looking for cool other stuff, why don't you give these runners a follow?
Yeah.
And they're earning their follows tonight.
And there's the link in chat to go ahead and sign up for the spring tournament if you're interested. As my co-commentator and good buddy will attest to, Final Fantasy Randomizer, it's not always this, and our flags for 2020 are going to be a lot different. So
that's correct. They will be entirely different than this.
They're not necessarily going to be easier or kinder, but will be different.
They will be kinder in some respects, and they will be different in others.
And some of our runners that are already signed up after witnessing and experiencing this seed might be revisiting their signups, and I understand that too. We don't want anybody running this that doesn't want to have fun with this. Fun in quotation marks. But it is. I think the fun is not necessarily in playing the game, although that is part of it. It is also being a part of the community and racing alongside people you've been watching on YouTube. I know that was it for me last year. Going from spectator to runner to now doing commentary and tracking and helping out, and it's been a fun journey for the past year. And if you're out there watching, you should come be a part of it. It's a lot of fun. We got a lot of new faces. So that's 65 signups. I would argue that there's probably close to 30 of them that are newer players, just joining the community for the first time, just learning the randomizer in the past week. So.
And hey, if you act now and we get 4 or 5 more signups, we'll throw in a Will Bloodworth for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will Bloodworth has said that if there's a certain number of signups, that he will gladly sign up to get us over another threshold. And Ragnarok, only runner to find the white shirt. So Ragnarok with the slow and steady approach, after just getting bodied in the early game, is being thorough and deliberate, much like a Will Bloodworth strategy. So. Markin coming through the Phantom tile. Elastoid approaching carry 2. Team Rocket 2.0. He's going to blast them off again pretty easily here. Ragnarok still digging for that loose item. Really needs to go to Cardia.
So we did Mirage Sky. We're now doing Sea Shrine. He might just be sweeping through the entire northern continent first, at which point his next destination it's got to be Cardia.
Yeah, because there's no way he's going to go to Earth. Well, I mean, he might gamble on Earth having a loose rod.
That would be an on-brand gamble. Blastoid. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, Ale's level's also looking pretty good.
Elastoid on the water floor. I think even despite having Sunsword instead of Mazza, I think he has the levels to do this pretty safely. Because we crossed 30, low 30s. We crossed 29, so that Sunsword's got an extra hit.
It's at 31.
Hey, he's 31.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're going to open up with defense, we're going to open up with Invis 2, and we're going to open up with fast. So Kraken opens up with fire 3. It's not terrible. It's better than punching.
Mhm.
But it is a one step closer to that nuke. So fast Invis 2 coming. And we are going to swing. And we're going to Invis. My cats are knocking stuff down.
So only one round for defensive buffs, I think, is the good call here. In comes the nuke, does nuke things. We unfortunately lose out on our own returning fire nuke, I think. But we've got Cure 4 happening, so we can maybe keep 2 characters up. Let's see what the swing does! 3 hits, 600 something? Okay, that's the level of progress we need to get through this fight without losing another party member.
Yep, heal 3, get him back over the nuke threshold should there be a second nuke in the chamber. We're confident enough to wait with the red mage, and down goes Kraken 2 for Elastoid. So Elastoid should not have a problem with the rest of this seed.
No, I feel like Kraken 2 was the big gatekeeper of this.
Question in chat, where was the ribbon and ice cave? It was in the bottom 6 chests in the bottom right chest or the bottom middle chest. And Bowser's, hey, your video game's in a different channel. What?
But which one's Princess Peach? Wait, is Terra Princess Peach?
I don't know, but Bowser's got Bane.
That's the wrong breath weapon. I know my Dargans, and that's...
Bowser's got Zap.
Bowser's cheating.
And Bowser's got a lot of Absorb. That was 7 hits, 7 damage.
Better. Time to layer on the tempers.
And here comes some ice, too. We're gonna heal up just in case, but Bowser's got a nuke in the chamber, and Ale looking for his revenge here on Kraken 2. Swinging at Masa, we're gonna temper. We're gonna Invis 2. Bowser's still doing lightning 2. We're gonna defense. Uh-oh.
Hey, we got there.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Kraken overwhelmed Aelmarkin's 3 stacks of evasion for a one-shot.
Wow.
So Kraken doing Kraken things. Aelmarkin trying to do some Bracken things. We're going to follow up with Fade. But those Fade charges aren't going to be enough to get through 1600 damage.
Right. It's ordinarily a good play. It's just unfortunate that we know it doesn't work here. And here comes Nuke. Oh boy. As Elastoid is on Chaos, Chaos opens with a Zap. Elastoid's going to try some Temper. A little bit more defense. Incoming Fire 3 does not that much damage. We got 2 characters with ribbons. We're good to go. Here comes some more defense. A stun, but it doesn't work. A lock 2. Oops, the fixes aren't on. Next round. Let's try Swing. 4 hits, 107. Sure. Fade, 244. That's progress. Quad X incoming. Doesn't work. Chaos swings and a miss. Elastoid sings. Another 100 damage. Lock 2. Still not happening. Let's try Swing. Let's try Lock 2 again. Incoming. Miss. Lock 2. That's not working. How about a Swing? 7 hits, 158. We're chipping away. It's slow but steady damage. How about a Fade? For 220. And a Swing for 1 hit, 1 damage. Feels bad, but we know we're better than that. Looking around. Settling on Lock 2.
It hit!
It hit! 4 hits. Was that 100 damage or was that 10 damage? I'm not sure, but here comes Fade for 128, and down goes Chaos. Elastoid finishes in 6th place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 40 seconds. GG.
GG Elastoid. And while you were calling that, Aelmarkin found another nuke on Kraken.
Oh.
So he's coming back in. Didn't hesitate at all, just ran back in.
That Kraken had like everything.
Apparently. It had all the HP, it had all the nukes.
I mean, At this point, doesn't matter to spoil. I mean, I already put it in chat a couple. He had like everything. It was like Fire 3 nuke, Lit 2 nuke, Stop nuke, and then fourth thing was the nuclear. Right behind it, Blaze and a Thunder.
Wow.
Wow.
So Kraken 2, the gatekeeper awaiting Ragnarok. Ragnarok is lit. I believe he killed Carrie, so Mancats with Blaze. Gonna stop his walk to ordeals pretty short. Getting a little stream echoing as Elastoid cut his stream, and Ailmarkin lagging out here.
Nope, we've got Ale. We're on the fire floor.
Okay. I thought I lost everybody.
It's okay, buddy. You're not gonna lose me.
Oh,
We're in it till the end of this broadcast.
in it to win it.
Let's try carry 2 again. Here we go. Let's try some bunk. We're gonna keep trying that lock 2. Rub goes out, doesn't do anything. Fast goes out, does something. Lock 2. Ineffective. Bonk. Let's try fight. How about some fade? Maybe some nuke. Here we go. Nuke. For 122. Fade. For 105. Swing. For
There's
over
a big-
1,000.
There's a big boy swing. Ragnarok also threw the pillar maze pretty quickly.
That man ate his Wheaties.
His sword did. I'm gonna go ahead and pull Elastoid in here. Hey, oh,
How we doing?
hey, GG Elastoid.
Thank you. I gotta say to Magius, I'm really happy that whenever I finish and I come into the chat, people are talking about Die Hard.
It's a good movie, 10 out of 10.
Best Christmas movie of all time.
It's not a Christmas movie.
That's an
Alright.
opinion.
Ailmark on Kraken 2 for the 5th time as Ragnarok grabs his crystal out of ordeals. We're going to fast the night. We're going to defense the night. We sacrifice the Black Mage. And we're going to get the Fire 3. Followed up immediately with that nuke. And we're going to think about what we're doing here. We're going to temper, we're going to swing, we're going to fade. Going stepping on the gas pedal. Big hit there with the Masa, 500 damage.
Where
Down-
was the Masa?
Masa was in Sky 1, left side.
I knew it. I was like, I regret not clearing Sky for levels because I know I would have found something good.
And there's the nuke, but we have 2 Light Warriors up and Kraken 2 goes down. So, Elastoid, talk to me about that Topher for you.
Well, usually, level 24, 25 is going to be good enough, but in this case, it definitely was not. It looked like I needed to go all offense for that Kraken Honda, but unfortunately, didn't really have the tools to go all offense. I didn't have, and my temper charges were limited his ability to kill me. So, yeah, I mean, I got through it on the 3rd attempt, and then was like, if Tiamat turns out to be a jerk, I'm gonna be in trouble. But fortunately, Bowser was just turtling.
So what was it like reliving 2019 all over again?
Oh man, it wasn't reliving 2019, and that annoyed me just a little bit because extended open progression I don't believe was on.
It was.
Was it?
We had a few. I remember Swiss. We had a few seeds where we got the floater without the canoe, and we would go airborne and have to.
And then canoe
Fair
wasn't
enough.
on rack, and everyone got sad.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
The
I gotta feel like Elmarkin's got it at this point.
yeah, he's through. He's gonna be on to Chaos here in a minute. Chaos didn't look like it had anything terrible.
Chaos had absorb, and that was all Chaos had. And Chaos had a fair amount of evade too. I managed to land a lock 2 charge, which is not easy. Yeah, show, don't feel bad. I also skipped it, and you beat the hell out of me.
But we've got Ale's Chaos pull right now. We're going to open with defense and an Invis 2. Zap goes out. Zap doesn't work. Defense. No, sorry. We're going with Fade out of the gate for 145. We're going to try some more defense and a Wait out of the Red Mage. That's curious. Red Mage is punched for his sins. Let's try next round. Red Mage is punched again. Third defense. That Knight's of Aid cap.
Markin found the power bonk. Where was that?
Less than greater than.
We're going to try some power bonks. We're going to weather the assault from Chaos here. We're going to get a lot of power bonks. Quad X happens. Doesn't work. Fire 3 comes in. Doesn't do much because we've got a ribbon. We're going to power bonk some more. We're going to power bonk some more. Nope, we're going to defense. That might have been a misclick. Let's try more power bonking. We need more power. All the power.
He's going to make this Chaos pop like a freaking balloon.
Ice 3, nothing goes wrong. Zap, I think we're back to the start of the table. More power. And swing. 7 hits, 547. That's less than I thought it would have been.
2 hits. It was 2 hits, 547.
Oh, it was 2 hits, 547. But we repeated the trick, and down goes Chaos. Ailmarkin finishes in 7th place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 27 seconds. GG Ale. Also, welcome, Ale.
Thank you.
Hey, Ale. How's it going?
Well, that was the funnest seed ever, thanks to freaking Kraken 2.
Yeah.
So, having not participated in Swiss 2019, how's it feel to experience Swiss 2019?
I am content having never run those flags and never running them again. I mean, truth be told, though, the flags weren't bad. I thought for the most part they were pretty straightforward. I think it was just fairly unlucky for the kind of stuff I saw to Kraken 2.
Yeah. There was a point where you, Elastoid, and Dangwu were all three basically within 30 seconds of each other. And then Elastoid and Dangwu went into Topher while you were cleaning up key locked locations. And Dangwu was the only runner on stream, and possibly I would imagine Edge might, because Edge finished pretty quickly behind him, but I'd imagine Edge and Dangwu might be the only runners that got through Topher on their first dive.
Got through on his first try?
Mm-hmm. He had the Masa when he went in.
Nice to him?
No, it took him down to...
Everybody had better equipment than me.
I gotta open more boxes. You hit your go mode before everybody last night, so you found the loose rod and Cardia, which is...
I found the loose rod. I found the loose oxale like immediately.
Actually, Ragnarok was the first on-stream runner to find it. The seed had just been like giving him the business early, but he was making some gambles early that could have paid out for him in the long run. But unfortunately, he was getting the bad RNG from the outset in Marsh, and then in Volcano, and then in Ice. And once he got out of Ice, this seed's been kind of straightforward for him. But yeah, you were the first definitely to find the loose rod. Ailmarkin was the first to find the floater for sale, and the first airborne.
The first to fly.
Ailmarkin was airborne, I think, around 24 minutes.
I took a gamble. I had the option of going to see whether Crescent Lake was going to have the loose item that I was looking for. It was going to have a floater, or I could go south to Onrak, where it could be either in the town or in the oasis or in the waterfall or in Ordeals. And it was a mistake.
And
it turns out it was the one place I looked last. So,
and Ragnarok letting us know that he is forfeiting and just not even bothering to look for the rod. So can't blame him. The seed did its best to frustrate him, and he stuck with it for 2 hours and 10 minutes. So
Ragnarok deserves all the love for sticking with that as long as he did.
Yeah, big props to Ragnarok.
GG Ragnarok.
Get them GGs in chat for Rag, and we'll see if he wants to come in here and vent and just tell us how he really feels. But yeah, we'll see if we can get if Ragnarok wants to come in here.
Yeah. So while we're waiting for Rag, I would like to say step 2 of my Dengwu mind games is now complete.
To lose by a lot was step 2.
Give him the false confidence. I see.
Like,
I see what
I
you're
could be talking. Thing just barely squeaked in before me, about like 27 minutes ahead, by like a 27-minute nose.
Well, Dangu's got a pretty big nose. I'm a Metalman person.
Yeah, his nose is 27 minutes long.
Love you, Dangu. So it looks like Ragnarok's just gonna go enjoy the rest of his night and go to try to get some rest. So GG Ragnarok once again. Unfortunately, the randomizer is gonna do randomizer things, and tonight it was just against you. Tomorrow it could be me. It could be Fizzle. It could be anybody. That's what the rando does. So with that, we'll go ahead and pass the mic around. Elastoy, what's your final thoughts, man?
I'm really, really glad to have these flags behind me.
Fair.
Give them a last hurrah, and then bury them where nobody will ever find them.
Ailmarkin, my partner, Team Kale Pipe.
Team Kale.
You got to enunciate the Ailb in a minute.
Team Kale. All right.
So, no, I mean, I think the flags were, even last year for Spring Tourney, as an onlooker, I thought the flags were always pretty well crafted. I think that it kind of shows a big shift in the meta within the community, because a lot of the flags that are being run nowadays give they step up your EXP bonus per key item instead of at a certain threshold. I feel like that meta has kind of gone away. So it's nice to see it kind of get brought back a little bit, because it kind of does prioritize searching for stuff before you start a grind or before you really start taking like the big EXP fights in the later dungeons. But, RNG gonna RNG, and sometimes you get these seeds or these flags that are nice to you, and other times they tell you, hey, Kraken 2 wants to crit you for 560 even though you have 3 evasion stacks up. So
yeah, that was a bad beat for sure, man.
Well, Kraken 2 couldn't hit me. He just figured out that Nuke didn't have to roll to hit. Nuked me twice, he did.
Well, GG to the both of you, to Dangwu, to Ragnarok, to all of our runners off stream. This was not a friendly seed, so I won't apologize for rolling an unfriendly seed, but I will apologize for the frustration it may have caused. Fizzle, my comms partner, you want to take us home, buddy?
I want to give a big thank you to Randomania for hosting us tonight. I want to give an even bigger thank you to the Amused Miniature, the unsung hero of today's show. Without him, we would literally be shouting into the darkness where no one could see. I want to give a big thank you to Caleb. It's always fun as crap to work with you. I want to give big thanks to Danny3883, our tracker extraordinaire. For everyone here, my name is Lord Fizzlebeef, and we'll see you next week at the Spring Tournament 2020. Have a good night,
Woo!
everyone.
Woo!